better. How many passages do you see? 2 passages. We'll start with the first one. The first passage is about what? It is about GST and the tax cuts, all that. Though it looks a little complicated, many questions are easy to answer. They're based on explicit information. You can locate and you can answer, but please take the hard copy, keep it ready with you. I will read out the first question related to the first passage, question number 51. As per the passage, what is or are the concerns regarding these rate cuts in the GST regime? Underline the word regime. Also write the word regime means what? Government in power. Government in power. Obviously in power. Something party or government in power. Regime. Write one expression, the BJP regime. The BJP regime or the Congress regime means they are in power. So what is the question number 51? All of you please go to page 5. The first sentence, what does it talk about? But there are 2 major concerns. What is the key word here as per the passage? What is or are the concerns? Please underline the word concerns. So in the passage, there are 2 major concerns. What is the first one? First, since the new rates are to kick in from July 27th, companies may not have enough time to rework pricing strategies and replace existing market inventory, failing which they could face anti-profiteering action. Second, members of council have for the first time questioned its functioning and alleged that not all of the changes and rate cuts were placed on the agenda during the meeting. What is the first option here? Companies will not get enough time to rework pricing strategies and replace existing market inventory, failing which they could face anti-profiteering action. Same thing has been mentioned. So please take the first one. Do you have something like 1 and 2, 2 and 3 like that? Okay, we'll check. What is the second one? The GST Council's 28th meeting has significantly altered the course of the nearly 13-month-old tax regime in a negative way. Is it negative way? No, mark it wrong. The decision to make the GSTN a 100% government-owned firm instead of the present structure with 51% private ownership explains neither how this will address data security concerns nor the impact on the network's functional efficiency, which was the original stated intent for giving private players an upper hand in operation. Has it been mentioned anywhere in the passage? Reject that one. So what is the answer? Obviously, the first option is the answer mentioned in the passage. Please make a note. Explicit information. Question number 52. Which of the following is the most appropriate title for the passage above? Those who have read the passage, it is all about GST, rate cuts, impact of that. What is the first option here? GST is a successful story of cooperative federalism. Nothing to do with cooperative federalism. Impact on macro fiscal numbers, not that. Stimulus mode on GST rate cuts. You should know the meaning of the word stimulus. Underline the word stimulus. First you write one combination. Please write stimulus response. Stimulus hyphen response. Stimulus means that something that triggers action. Write the meaning of stimulus. Something that triggers action. Something that triggers action. Now this is all about the stimulus of GST and rate cuts. Do you think the third option is the answer? Are you guys here? So we'll see the fourth option, delivering the goods on GST collections. Not about GST collections. వాళ్ళ disturbance వస్తుందమ్మా. 1 year after the GST anniversary. No. Answer is the third option, stimulus mode on GST rate cuts. Third option is the answer. Question number 53. Which of the following statements is or are correct in the context with the passage? All of you, what is the first option here? The government is keen to start matching tax credits claimed by businesses for input from suppliers. In its second year, the GST Council must pursue a time-bound approach to execute plans already announced to ease the taxpayers' woes, such as e-wallet. The GST Council is one of the successors of what the government likes to call cooperative federalism, where the center and the states work together. The rate cuts on products of mass use can be considered as a driving force to increase consumption before the festive season. Now, all of you go to page 4, and the last paragraph I will read out. I'll start with the first sentence. Estimates of revenue losses from these rate cuts vary widely, but it is too early to fret about, fret means worry, fret about the impact on macro fiscal numbers. If implemented well, the revenue lost could be offset by higher consumption that may lead to more investments over time. What does the fourth option talk about? The same thing. The rate cuts on products of mass use can be considered as a driving force to increase consumption before festive season. So what is the answer based on that? The fourth option is the answer. Hope you guys are listening carefully. Any objection, raise your hand. I'll spend more time on that question. Question number 54, which of the following word has similar meaning to the word given in bold in the passage? Tweaks. First, you write the meaning of the word tweak. Tweak means to modify. Please write one meaning in this context: to modify or to make changes. To modify or to make changes. That is one meaning. To make changes or adjustments. Also write the word adjustments. Modify also means the same, to make changes or adjustments. But the general meaning of the word tweak, please write twist or pull. Twist. T-W-I-S-T. Twist or pull. P-U-L-L. So what is the first meaning here? First option, scratch. Scratch means what? To touch a surface and move it this side or that side. When you don't get the answer, what do? You scratch your head. Am I right? Yes, sir. Not relevant here. Then calcification, too much of calcium, calcification, not relevant here. Ubiquitous, an important word, write the meaning of that. Ubiquitous means present everywhere. Please write present everywhere. Something is present everywhere, ubiquitous. Modification, same meaning I have given. And what is the fifth option? Callousness, you have got this many a time. Callous or stony means what? Indifferent, no feelings at all. Callousness, also write the word stony, S-T-O-N-Y. Indifferent, no feelings at all. Answer is the fourth option, modification. Similar in meaning, what is the word? Gambit. In the context gambit, what is the context here? Such a rate reduction gambit indicates something like doing something to impress someone. First you write the meaning of gambit. Gambit means to do something in a calculated way. Do something in a calculated way to gain advantage. To gain advantage. Some of these words are really useful. You may not know also, except one or two. What is the first option here? Serendipity. That's an important word. Please write the meaning of that. Discovering something by chance. Discovering something by chance. Also write chance occurrence. Something happens by chance. Chance occurrence. What is the next word? Gimmick. Gimmick goes with everyday English. Marketing gimmick, advertising gimmick. Write the meaning of gimmick. Do something to attract someone. Do something to attract someone. Marketing gimmick, To attract the customers, they do something. You got the meaning? Frankness, you all know that. What is the other word for frankness? Candid. Very good. Write the word candid. C-A-N-D-I-D. Candid. Fluke. Fluke also means by chance. He got selected by fluke. That never happens in a competitive world. You have to work very hard. Then also there is no guarantee. What do you say? But you all know the meaning of the word fluke. Fortuity. That is also an important word. That also means chance occurrence. Synonym of serendipity. Synonym of serendipity. Happening by chance, accidentally. So, gambit, attract, advantage, and gimmick also the same. What is the answer? The second option, gimmick, is the answer. Have you got it? Both same intention, to attract or to take advantage of something. Shall I go to the next one? I hope I'm not going very fast, you're able to. This is a very good word. Once you get selected, you should use this. It goes with the official English, formal English. IAS officers, usually they use this. And once I happened to listen to the speech given by one lady IAS officer. She is secretary of the CM, KCR. She looks pretty good. It became very controversial, a beautiful IAS officer. Do you remember her name? What is her name? Yes? A little louder. I am not able to recollect, but whoever, the point here, she used this and appropriate usage of this expression. But it goes with a preposition in. Please write, all of you write before tandem. It takes which preposition? In tandem. In tandem means together, working closely together on the same thing, same line. Please write together at the same time. Now obviously what is the answer? The first option, they want opposite. Oh, please underline opposite. Together same meaning. Squad. Squad of, not relevant here. Squad of officers, not relevant here. Contingent, that is also an important word. Write the meaning of contingent. One meaning, dependent on something. Please write, dependent on something. But write one expression, contingency fund. That's a typical expression you have to learn and remember. You can use at the workplace later. Contingency fund, emergency or anticipating some problem, fund for the future, unfortunate incident or unfortunate situation. Contingency fund. Important expression. What is the answer now? Together, same meaning. Squad, irrelevant. Contingency or contingent, irrelevant. What is the fifth option here? None is the answer. Which of the following word is opposite in meaning to the word given in bold in the passage? What is the word here? Slashed. Write one combination. First you write the meaning of that slash. To cut or to bring down. Cut, reduce, bring down. Cut, reduce, bring down. And usually it goes with prices. Please write the combination. Slash the prices. Write the meaning of the word, first option. What is the first word here? Gash. G-A-S-H, write the meaning. To make a long, deep cut. To make a long, deep cut. A deep cut. Usually it goes with human body. Someone makes a deep cut, gash. Not relevant here. Curtail. Curtail also means what? Control, restrict. He wants the opposite, am I right? What is the third option? Enlarge. Hold that one. What is the fourth option? Retrench. Retrench also means to curtail, to control. To control or to curtail. So what is the answer based on that? The third option is the answer, slash, but not exactly. Best option you should. You have one more passage. What is it about? I always talk about this topic, artificial intelligence, am I right? What is the other name for that? Machine learning. Another 5 years they are going to give passages in the descriptive paper, GD, these two topics. One is machine learning or AI, the other one is automation. Shall I read the first question? Machine learning, the set of technologies used to create AI, is a data guzzling monster. Please underline data guzzling monster. Why is a set of technologies termed as data guzzling monster? From the context you can understand. On your own also you can make out if you read the passage. What does it mean? Taking a lot or something else? Taking a lot. But write the literal meaning of guzzling. To eat or drink a lot. Please write the meaning. To eat or drink greedily. To eat or drink a lot greedily. But in this context, it has a different connotation. What is the first option here? Have you read the passage? Please answer my question. How many of you have read this passage? Raise your hands. AI is considered as a monster as it provides negative results. Is it right? No. It requires a huge amount of funds to create AI-based technologies. No. Those who have read the passage, you respond. AI involves a laborious process called annotation. Large amount of data is required as input to create AI. Mentioned in the passage clearly. What is the answer? The fourth option is the answer. It requires large amount of data, and that data is with the government. Even that dimension has been touched. What is question number 59? Which of the following statements is or are incorrect? Please underline incorrect. If you don't see that, you go off the track. What is the first option here? Deep learning needs data of many years, and this complete data is available with Climate Connect. Please underline Climate Connect. To use AI to predict the amount of power a solar plant will generate. All of you please go to page 7, paragraph 4. I'll start with the first sentence. In fact, the lack of data means that deep learning does not work for all companies in India. Please underline, does not work. Lack of data does not work. And one example is Climate Connect. First option is the same or opposite. Here it says, deep learning does not work for all companies in India. What is the reason? Lack of data means that. Example, he gives Climate Connect. The first option talks about what? Deep learning needs data of many years, and this complete data is available. Is it available or not available? So is it correct or incorrect? Tick the first option. Because the question says incorrect. The startup Intello Labs help buyers to compare prices of grains, fruits and vegetables. All of you please go to page 6 and go to, what is this question number? 59. Go to the third paragraph, middle of the third paragraph, or it could be third or fourth sentence. I'll read out. But this process is subjective. Not that one. The first one. Take the Bangalore-based Intello Labs. Paragraph 3, the first sentence. Have you gone there? Take the Bangalore-based Intello Labs, for instance. This is a startup which helps buyers at agricultural mandis evaluate the quality of grains. Prices of grains or quality of grains? What is the second option here? Intello Labs help buyers to compare prices of grains. So is it correct or incorrect? Incorrect. Take that one also. The use of artificial intelligence can cater to bring a farming revolution. That is true. So he wants incorrect. What is the answer based on that? 1 and 2. Which option says both 1 and 2? The third option is the answer. I hope you got it right. Question number 60. As per the passage, what are the drawbacks of normal inspection of agricultural products? All of you please go to page 6, the third paragraph. The second sentence, I will start there. I've just read out the first sentence. I will start with the second sentence. In the normal course, a buyer determines visually how much wheat is destroyed by pests and if foreign particles are present before offering the farmer a price. But this process is subjective and prone to error. Visual inspection relies too much on the buyer's expertise, and corrupt middlemen may cheat farmers. Please underline the last sentence. Cheat. So, visual inspection relies too much on the buyer's expertise, and corrupt middlemen may cheat farmers. Which option says that? Third option, to inspect visually, it requires expertise of buyer, and middlemen may cheat farmers. So, seems right or wrong? Answer is what? The third option is the answer. Again, explicit information. Question number 61. Which of the following statements is or are correct in the context of the passage? Please go to page 6. The last line, you see one word in bold, annotate. Go to that sentence. The biggest agricultural data today resides with the government. It is entirely up to them to annotate it and make it usable, says Nishant Mishra, the Chief Technological Officer of Untitled Labs. Which option talks about that? The biggest agricultural data today resides with the government. It is entirely up to them to annotate it and make it usable. So what is the answer? Second option is the answer. Again, explicit information. Question number 62. Similar in meaning, what is the word formidable? First you write the meaning of the word formidable. Formidable means what? Frightening. Frightening, huge, enormous. Write all these words. Frightening, huge, enormous. But write the typical combination, formidable. Two combinations I'm going to give. First one, formidable opponent. Formidable opponent. Second combination, formidable task. Formidable task means a difficult task. So he wants a similar meaning. What is the first one? Consoling. Console. You all know the word console. Does it go with this context? Mark it wrong. Tranquilizing. Calm and quiet. But write one word, write one expression. Tranquilizing means to create calm and sedative impact. Sedative. S-C-D-A-T-I-V-E. Sedative impact or effect. You know, sedatives, sometimes what happens, someone meets with an accident. He has an accident, then he experiences acute pain, severe pain, agony. He can't bear that pain. Then the doctors, what they do, they give the sedatives. Then he can bear that pain. It goes with medical terminology. Does it go with this context? Formidable? No, mark it wrong. Facile. Write the meaning of the word facile. Superficial. Superficial. What is the next one? Effortless. You all know that. And he wants similar. What is the last one? Horrendous. That's also an important word. Write the meaning of that. Horrendous means terrifying. One is terrifying. Also write horrifying. Terrifying or horrifying. Have you got it? Next one, is it question number 63? So what is the answer? Formidable. Fifth option, horrendous. Similar in meaning, guzzling. Already I've given the word guzzle meaning. What does it mean? To eat or drink greedily, one meaning. In this context, to take a lot, here information or data. Abstain, underline the word similar meaning. Abstain means what? To stay away from something, usually bad habits. Write the combination, abstain from bad habits. Abstain from bad habits. Does it go with this context? No. Curtail. Curtail, restrict. Not right. Quaffing. Quaffing you may not know. Hold that one. Both 2 and 3. No. Now whether you know or not, there are 2 options you can go for. If you don't know the meaning of the word quaffing. One is a 3rd option. The other is the 5th option. But answer is a 3rd option. Please write. Quaffing also means to eat or drink a lot greedily. To eat or drink a lot greedily. In this context, to take a lot of data. Guzzle, quash, both mean the same. What is the next one? Opposite in meaning, sparse. Sparse means what? More or less. Less, scattered. Write the meaning. A little, sparse means a little. Also write the word scattered. Skimpy. Skimpy means less dressed, scantily dressed. Our heroines. Yes, sir. No, sir. So, heroines are usually skimpily dressed or scantily dressed. Only a little. Slender. Slender means delicate. One of the meanings. Slender, delicate. Niggardly. Niggardly has 2 different meanings. Frankly speaking, I didn't know the second meaning. Please write the typical first meaning of. Don't write niggardly, write the word niggard. Niggard. Niggard means a black person. A black person. Also write a black. Simply write a black. He's a black. Nigger. Nigger. Write one more word, nigger. Perhaps if this comes from that word, I'm not quite sure. Write the second meaning in this context. Please write mean. M-E-A-N. Here mean has many meanings, but write the combination, then you understand. Mean mentality. Mean mentality means what? Narrow-mindedness. Some people talk in a mean way. Mean mentality, mean behavior means what? Narrow-minded. You all know that it goes with everyday English. Yes, sir, or no, sir. Whatever it is. Now, what is the 4th option? Meager. Meager means what? A little. A little. Meager amount. A little amount. What is the 5th option? Copious. Copious means abundant. Write the meaning of that. Abundant. Sparse, a little. What is opposite? Abundant. So answer is what? The 5th option, abundant, copious. And he wants opposite, annotate. This is a bit difficult to make out. Annotate, you got the word yesterday, means what? You make notes, you underline something, you add notes, and you try to add information to something. That is called annotation. Making notes or writing something about, writing notes about something. Writing notes about something. You mark and you make a note. Commentate also means the same. Construe also means the same, but write the meaning of construe. Means to explain. Explain. Or interpret. Also write interpret. In a particular way. Interpret in a particular way. Elucidate. That goes with education. Elucidate means what? Explain. Explain well. It has a positive connotation. But all these words are more or less similar synonyms. He wants expound also means the same. Please write the meaning of expound. Expound means explain. explain. All are synonyms. He wants opposite. So what is the answer based on that? What is the fifth option? None of the above. That is the answer. But there is a problem with the key. The key says the fourth option or third option. That is not right. Answer is none of the above. This clause is really tough, not easy to understand. It is based on philosophy. It is based on a character, part of Greek mythology. Who is that person? Prometheus. Underline Prometheus. The person who has stolen fire from God and given to the mankind, he is the one who has propagated the mankind according to mythology, Greek mythology. So not easy to understand, but we'll use our grammar knowledge. One of the myths relevant to the contemporary, underline the word contemporary. Contemporary has two different meanings. Write one meaning, present or current. Present or current. Write the typical combination, contemporary issues. That blue, one of the myths, underline the word myth. From this word you get mythology, fable, story, popular saying. One of the myths relevant to the contemporary, I was giving the meaning of contemporary. One meaning current or latest. Write the typical combination, contemporary issues. Contemporary issues. You all know that. But write the second meaning of contemporary, at the same time. At the same time. Write one example, then you understand. Let's say you did your engineering 2012 batch, 2012 to 2016. You did mechanical, your specialization. Someone else did same time, but civil. Not your classmate, but how do you refer to that person? She was my contemporary. So write the sentence, she was my contemporary. Means same time you studied, but not classmates. I hope you got the meaning. So here, it has positive and optimistic. What are the options here? It has positive and optimistic signals. Can we use the word signals? No. Morals. Chances are there for that word. Hold that one. Echoes. Hold that also. And undertones. That is also right. Means not explicit, implicit, implied, subtle. Write the meaning of undertone. Implied. Also write subtle. What is the spelling of subtle? S-U-B-T-L-E. B is silent, subtle. And undercover. Undercover is not relevant here. Undertone also not right, but here you should decide between the second and the third. What is the second one? Morals. But we'll see the sentence. It has positive and optimistic morals. No, morals are always positive. Morals are usually what? Positive or negative? Positive. So what is the second word? Echoes. It has positive and optimistic echoes. Write the meaning of echoes here. Means reflections. Write the meaning, reflections or connotation. Man can better himself and aspire higher worlds through his own efforts. Aspire, you have to select the right preposition. Aspire in higher worlds? No. Aspire into, there is no movement, you cannot use into. Aspire to, yes. Under, cover. It goes with police department. Imagine you are an IPS officer, usually you are in uniform, but you don't want to disclose that. You go to some particular gang, you pick up part of that gang, then undercover operation, disguise, in disguise. You got the meaning? Right. What is that I was talking about? Aspire in is not correct. Aspire into is not correct. Aspire to what? Aspire to higher worlds. Seems right, hold that one. And aspire after is not correct. T-O-O-2, not right. So what is the answer here? The third option. Aspire to what? Aspire to become an IAS officer. Aspire to higher worlds through his own efforts. What is blank number 68? And, though, yet, still, without. Is it contrasting or addition? Addition or contrast? Man can better himself his own efforts. Man can better himself and aspire to higher worlds through his own efforts, and in the process, yet in the process, no need to show that contrast, and in the process, it is not easy, don't feel bad. Who has chosen the, what is option number end? Fourth option, raise your hands. Which one have you chosen? Which option is that? Contrast. No, not end. Any other option? 68, am I right? Yet, though, these are contrasting words. Then which one will you select? You have to reject both. Do you understand what I say? They are synonyms. Can you use the word still? Still in the process? No. Without the process, is it relevant? So what are you left with? Obviously, the context is like this. He is aspiring to become an IAS officer. Aspiring to become what? An IAS officer. And in the process, he may have to struggle a lot. And in the process, he has to experience a lot of pain or agony. It is adding information. Obviously, the answer is the first option. I hope you are convinced. Through his own efforts, and in the process, he may what? Terrible tribulations, wars, revolutions, tortures of the. Before you see the word, you should think of, in that process he may, what is the word? Experience, undergo. Which option says experience? Resist is not correct, challenge is not correct, suffer. He may suffer, hold that one. Ignorance not relevant. But based on the context here, he may experience, that is the right word. Which option is that? You have something to ask. He may suffer. No, suffer is not the right word. You may ask why. You are trying for something. Listen to the context. You are trying for something. When you try for something, first question is experience. First thing happens what? You experience something. Then comes the question of whether it is a pleasure or a pain. First you have to experience. Imagine you want to become an IAS officer, then you have to experience a lot of pain. Then we talk about whether positive or negative, you have to experience something good or bad. First thing is experiencing, because the context talks about what? In the process, he may suffer terrible tribulations. Suffer war? I don't think so. Still, I don't consider suffer. It is experience. Who has chosen the word experience? That is absolutely right. It all depends on contextual awareness. In the process, he may experience terrible tribulations, means problems, wars, revolutions, torture. That is also a painful experience of the, this is a bit difficult, 70. What are the words? And the spirit, heart and the spirit, body and the spirit, mind and the spirit, soul and the spirit. So it's a typical combination. What is it? Soul and the spirit. Answer is the fourth option. And what is the fifth option here? Fatigue. Right, that's an important word. Write the meaning of the word fatigue. Fatigue means to get exhausted. To get exhausted. To lose your energy. When you lose your energy, you get exhausted, you experience fatigue. Have you got it? Next, soul and the spirit. Time and again, he would be tempted to throw, what are the options here? Throw up, throw in, throw away, throw off, throw with. What do you think the answer is? Throw up. First you write one phrasal verb, please write give up. Give up, G-I-V-E, give up. Give up means what? To stop doing something. Write the meaning. To stop doing something. Or to drop a particular idea. To drop a particular idea. The context is, because of that problem, he has to experience a lot of negative things, he may give up. You should think that way. And is it throw in or throw up? What is the sentence here? Time and again he would be tempted to throw up the towel. Throw up the towel or throw in the towel. I feel it is throw up the towel. If the meaning goes with give up, based on the same pattern, throw up the towel or retire into what? Wilderness, meditation, obscurity, passivity, obscure. Now write the meaning of wilderness. Have you heard of this word any time? Wilderness, we also say wilderness. Write the meaning. Open land that does not belong to anyone. Open land does not belong to anyone. Wilderness, open land that does not belong to anyone. Not relevant here. What is the next word? Meditation. No. Obscurity. Obscure, obscurity, same meaning. Write the meaning of obscure. Not known. First you write not known. Then you write not popular. Not popular. Also write the word vague. What is the spelling of vague? V-A-G-U-E. Vague means not clear. Obscure. Write the typical combinations. Obscure place. Obscure place. Second, obscure writer. Obscure writer. Passivity. Passive means not active, withdrawing. So when you try something, you experience a pain or trouble, you tend to become passive, obviously. So what is the answer based on that? It is, which option is the word passivity? Fourth option. Fourth option is the answer. Or retire into passivity and to the dream world of drugs and. Passivity means not active, and dream world of drugs and what? Stimulants, luxuries. The key is wrong here again. Delusions is the answer. Delusion. I'll give the meanings. Already I've got the word stimulus. From that you get stimulant. And luxuries, you all know, it has nothing to do with drugs. No. I think the key says the second option, am I right? Not at all right. Drugs, luxuries, nowhere related. Delusions, that is the right word, write the meaning. Delusion means imagination. First you write the word imagination, also write hallucination. That's what you have said, hallucination. But delusion has a negative connotation, imagining something negative. Deception, decept, deceive, from that you get deceit, from that you get deception. Means what? Cheat, exactly. Deception means cheating someone. Perception, your awareness about something, perception. So here the right word is obviously, underline drugs. Drugs negative or positive? So obviously the word has to be negative, and the word is delusions. Shall I go to the next one? But he will not, if made of what? The stuff of Prometheus, material, substance, blood, mechanic. You cannot consider blood, you cannot consider mechanic. Stuff means substance. Material also means substance. You have to select one of these. But contextually, it is not the material, it is not the substance, it is the stuff of Prometheus. Answer is the first option. I will tell you why. Please write one sentence. I don't know how many of you know this. He is a man of stuff. He is a man of stuff. See, the word stuff goes with everyday English. Everyday English, imagine your friend is holding something. You can't make out. You ask the question, what is that stuff in your hand? Or what is the stuff in your bag? Means what is that thing? But in this example, he's a man of stuff means what? He's a man of knowledge. Please write the meaning. Stuff in this example means knowledge. Right? One more example. He has a lot of stuff. He has a lot of stuff means what? He has a lot of knowledge. Stuff of Prometheus. Be diverted, whatever. He will stick his goal. Before you see the option, you should know the preposition. What is it? Stick to something. So what is the answer? Which option is 2? Second option. Stick to your goal. Always stick to your goal. Don't get deviated. Easy or difficult? Passivity means initially you try something actively with a lot of enthusiasm and energy. In that process, after some time or while trying, you experience a lot of hurdles, impediments, blocks, or pains. Then there are 2 options you have. One is, there's a saying in English, what is it? When the going gets tough, the tough get going. They become the winners. So they take it as more challenging. They try to move forward in spite of obstacles. Only 5% do that. 95%, when they face the problems, they try to give up, or they try to become passive, or they try to withdraw. Means what? Not doing it actively. Namesake. Passivity means what? Namesake. Not with full vigor and vitality. Have you got it? Good. Now these are, how many questions are here? 10 questions, I suppose. Yes or no? All based on what? Spot the error. The last part is right, and remaining 4 parts, 3 parts are right. 1 part is not correct. You have to identify that particular part which has an error. Each one looks like a paragraph, not a sentence. Takes a lot of time. Though a 75-year-old local resident admitted to the government Wenlock Hospital has no history of getting exposed to persons infected with virus, his throat swab too had been sent for analysis to clear doubts. Now the last part is right. According to instructions, the last part is correct. That is a clue for you. In the last part, please underline the helping verb had. Had been sent. When you see had been sent, can you use has no history? It should be in past. So is it has or had? Had no history. So please change has to he had no history. It should be in the past. I hope you got it. And what is the answer? That is not important. You got the correct sentence, that you can check later. Don't ask me, sir, which option based on that. That is ridiculous. Unless there is, this is a smart question. If you're not attentive, you cannot get it right. Please put a star mark. First, to underline the word unless. Unless is a positive word or a negative word. Already I have learned we cannot use 2 negative words in the same clause. That is known as double negative. First you underline the word unless, then you underline the word no. So what is wrong with this part? What is the correct sentence? Unless there is close contact with the infected persons, there is no need to be concerned. Just strike off the word no. Shall I go to the next one? As there are instances of Nipah virus outbreak because of toddy, please underline the word toddy, the district administration was asking people to stay. This is a silly question. I'm sure CC students will get this right. To stay away from toddy. Please underline the word toddy and write the meaning. Toddy means country liquor. Country liquor. Country liquor they take from palm trees. Please also write from palm trees. Country liquor. There is one more word for this, toddy. In the past I would tell students regularly. After a long time I got an opportunity. Iraq. Iraq also means country liquor, toddy, taken from palm trees. So which part you can cross-check later. Don't depend on the master for that. Is it question number 79? The new zonal system is aimed at avoiding injustices done to employees in the combined Andhra Pradesh. It will also ensure adequate benefits of those living in local areas following reorganization of districts. Where is the error? Is it, it will also ensure adequate benefits for those or of those living? Benefits for those. So where is the error? Please underline the word benefits. Will you say benefits? It will ensure, also underline the word ensure. Ensure what? Adequate benefits for or to. It should be either for those or to those who are living. Either way it is acceptable, but what is wrong with this part? Of is not correct. I hope you got it. Next one, views expressed at the Friday's meeting would be conveyed to Chief Secretary. This is also an easy one. Would be convey or conveyed. Please change that to. Which tense is that? Or is it active voice or passive voice? I will give one sentence. We would convey this information to the Chief Secretary. Change it to passive voice. This information would be conveyed. So make a note, passive voice. Any sentence in passive voice, the verb should be in past participle form. Convey, conveyed, conveyed. They threatened to kill us. We begged and pleaded, underline begged, pleaded, with or without, with it is right. We begged and pleaded with them, that is also right. We begged and pleaded them to spare our lives and tried, underline the verbs, and tried to tell them that we were not kidnappers, but they were not. Now the context is present or past or future. All the verbs are in past. And what is wrong with this part? The very first sentence, they threatened to kill us. That is present. It should be in past. So what is the correct sentence? They threatened or they threatened? They threatened to kill us. Then what did we do? We begged them, we pleaded them. The patrolling police were able to intervene in time and rescued Mohan, but he refused to file a complaint and left, then being treated at a local hospital. Sentence is not very clear, context is not very clear, but still you can make out there is a problem with one particular word. Which word is that? Left then, something is wrong. So there is an error in that part. The patrolling police were able to intervene in time and rescued Mohan, but he refused to file a complaint and left then. And then left would have been better. And then left being treated, that is also not right. No, don't change the position. Some problem is there, but that is not our job. Some sentences we don't know from where they take. Context is not clear. Be happy, where is the error? That's it, there ends the matter. A software was being ready to enabled or to enable. Is also a silly question for our students. To enabled is not correct. To enable. A judge is being considered as a minister of this temple of justice. The duty to impart justice is nothing but a divine function. This is a very good question. Tell me, where is the error? Who says the first part? Who says the second part? Why the first part? We are considering active voice. We are considering a judge, active voice. A judge is being considered by us as a minister, so there is nothing wrong with the first part. Who says the second part? Second part, there is an error. Please underline the word considered. The verb consider, you should not use as. There are a few verbs like, please write those verbs, name, elect, 8 verbs are there, you have to remember all the 8 verbs. Name, elect, appoint, think, consider, choose, call, and make. Choose, consider, call, make. You cannot use the word as. It has been considered as the best painting, right or wrong? It has been considered the best painting, as should not be there. So there is an error in the second part, not the first part. When persons who have to perform divine functions, what is the subject here? Are you guys here? Please underline persons. When persons who have to perform divine functions, put in brackets. Will you say when persons is to be selected or are to be selected? Please change is to are. When persons are to be selected. This is also an easy one, but if you don't read with a focused mind, it's gone. So B is not correct. 86 to 90. What are these about? These are difficult, purely based on contextual awareness and regular reading taken from the newspapers. The outbreak, please underline the word outbreak, means sudden spread of a particular disease or fire or clashes. Outbreak of disease, outbreak of clashes, outbreak of fire. Outbreak, generally what happens, it happens suddenly. Then you should be prepared to handle that. That is a contextual awareness. The outbreak of the deadly Nipah virus around Kozhikode, Kerala, is a test of India's capacity to cure the victims. No. To prevent people from such diseases. No. To respond to public health emergencies. So what is this actually? Sudden outbreak, emergency situation. So based on that contextual awareness, what is the answer? To respond to public health emergencies. The third option is the answer. To react to the outbreak of the diseases. No. Response to public health emergencies. To look at the widespread of the deadly illness. Answer is obviously the third option. Preliminary reports suggest that the Kozhikode outbreak, a stuttering chain of transmission, is also calling. Can you use the word calling here? Is also challenging. No. Is also maintaining. Is also displaying. It is about a particular disease and the features. When you talk about the features of a particular person or a disease or a thing, what is the word you use? It displays. So what is the answer based on that? The fourth option is displaying what? A stuttering chain of transmission. Underline the word stutter. First you write the word stammer. Then you write the word stutter. You all know the word stammer. Stammering. Stammer means what? Some people, they try to speak, they get stuck on a particular word. After that, nothing comes out. That is known as stammering. The other word for stammering, stuttering. A lot of people don't know this word. Stammer, stutter, synonyms. Here, stuttering chain means not continuous. Here and there, some breaks are there. That is the meaning of that. 88. So what is the answer? 87. Fourth option is the answer. This is very difficult to make out. The Venezuelan health system, something happened. But the second sentence is a clue for you. A minister who expressed concern over the high incidence of certain diseases that were believed to have been eradicated was sacked promptly last year. They thought certain diseases were eradicated. But someone pointed out they are still in existence, they are prevalent. And because of that particular statement, he has been removed promptly. It is negative or positive? Negative. Has been contaminated. It is about health system. So contamination, it has two meanings. The sample gets contaminated, one meaning. And sometimes the system also gets contaminated. When you say the system has got contaminated, means what? Sincere officers are not there, many of them are corrupt. Hold the first option. Has gone to dogs. This is an idiomatic expression. Please write the meaning of has gone to dogs. I have used many a time. Means what? To go waste. Has gone to dogs means it has gone waste. And there is one more idiomatic expression with the same meaning. Go to dogs. One is go to dogs. Something has gone to dogs. Second, go down the drain. Go down the drain. This also means the same. My efforts have gone to dogs. My efforts have gone down the drain. Means they have gone waste. Not relevant here. Has nothing but fruitless. Not right. Has all but disappearing. Not right. Has all but collapsed. Not right. I feel the answer should be the first option, not the literal meaning, contextual meaning. System has been contaminated. That is the reason why the supporting sentence. In Russia, evolving foreign policy imagination, the pursuit of power and influence, the country's traditions of normative behavior and principled positions. Please underline normative behavior. This comes from norms. Norms means what? Values, ethos. Please write norms, rules, values, ethos. All the three should write rules, ethos, values, and principal positions. It talks about something like because of in pursuit of power and influence, something is getting affected, it has taken a back seat. Grammatically, all the verbs should be in present with the letter S. All the options have the same, seems to, seems to, seems to, seems to. Now you have to decide carefully. Seems to eclipse. Eclipse means what? To cover something, to create the shadow, to make something negative. Initially, some IAS officer imagine very bright, value-oriented, and a few allegations. Then his reputation gets eclipsed. Means people suspect. Hold the first option. Seems to emerge. Emerge the country is not correct. Seems to set the country is not correct. Seems to degrade the country's traditions. Seems right, hold that one. Seems to rise, not correct. You have to decide between the pursuit of power and influence seems to eclipse the country's traditions. It is not degrading the traditions. It is more of eclipsing the traditions. So answer should be the first option, not the fourth option. They don't get degraded, they get eclipsed. Degrade means what? To go down. It is not talking about the traditions going down. It is talking about because of power, these traditions are getting eclipsed. Means what? They are not giving more importance to the traditions, they are giving more importance to power and authority. Shall I go to the next one? Doctors, this is rather easy. Is it 90? Doctors in the very second patient are diagnostic speed unrivaled in developing countries. Unrivaled means no competition, no rivals, something highly admirable or something highly appreciable, unrivaled. Doctors estimated the virus, doctors cured the virus, doctors identified the virus in the very second patient, caught the virus, that is not possible, visualize not correct. So what is the answer here? Identified the virus. Satish.